Welcome to Black Culture in America through the lens of the culture. And today, we will be talking about hair within Black culture. For a long time, hair has been a part of our identity, from being able to use it for survival, such as braids in our head symbolizing certain paths, or the hiding of rice in the wilderness of our hair so we could have something to eat, to now, in this day and age, being expressive with any style we sort it into, leaving it as is, or understanding the nature of our hair, even if that means straying from it and covering it up. When asking 15 Black people, men, women, young, old, natural or not natural, one word they would use to describe Black hair, they said,
godly,
bold,
versatile,
beautiful,
natural,
unique,
powerful,
magical,
authentic,
gorgeous,
nappy,
happy,
liberating,
unapologetic.
Free.
Black hair is like having a treasure on your scalp that you don't even know about yet. So many people have struggled to understand their hair. Some people have been natural their whole life and has always had an appreciation for it, and only then started being comfortable with experimenting with it. And then others never understood it, and only as they got older started to appreciate it and how much value it had. Here I have Madison Rattler, a natural hair wearer who is new to diversifying her style.
As a young girl, I always loved my natural hair. My hair balls, my barrettes, my braids with the beads at the end, my puff balls and my fros. I loved my hair in its natural state. It was always beautiful, and my mom always made me feel that way. I think the only thing I didn't love was when my mom broke out the hot comb, and I had to hold my ears so tight that I felt like it would stay that way. But I loved how cute I looked with my hair flat ironed. I always just wore my natural hair when I was younger. The first time I got weave added to my hair was senior year of high school. When I got braids for the first time, it wasn't too long, it was just to the middle of my back. And I thought I was so cute. I received so many compliments and lived in my truth of still being a natural girl. But with the doors to other ways to wear my hair as a Black woman opened, I continued to find ways to push the bounds of my hair. For prom, I wore extension weave for the first time, and I was so nervous. Not that I would love it more than my natural hair, but because what if it wasn't for me? Well, it was, because I looked amazing. After that, I continued to experiment with more weave hairstyles that made me feel good in the skin I'm in. I even started wearing colors. I had always worn my hair in its natural state, but doing more to it didn't feel wrong. I even had love for my hair when it was in those other styles too. I understood that no matter how I decided to wear my hair, I would be unapologetic about it every time. Because it is not just my hair, but my identity and its versatility, and how it is one of the best things I can appreciate for my culture.
A great example about how in our culture, sometimes if we don't wear our natural hair, it can be considered as we don't live it. But Black people have created so many things and so many styles and so many reasons to love our natural hair, but it hasn't always been accepted by ourselves or others. Here I have Kristen Wallace, Director of Academic Advising and Retention at Rust College, who enjoys her hair and wearing it in different settings.
Something happened. This was around the end of my my undergrad, and the world was changing I would say the world was changing, but in the United States, the Black Lives Matter movement really took off, and people really started to say, like, man, I am hiding who I am. And to really be a part about the Black Lives Matter, the Black, the movement, who we are, and we founded this country on our backs and stuff like that. You had to be true in every endeavor of who you are. So that really started with hair. And because I had, let's say, like the Halle Berry shortcut look, transitioning and stopped wearing those, sew-in weaves, and just like, I want to see my natural hair, people started discovering who they were. And so you had all these products all of a sudden, natural coils and the buttercream and the leave-in conditioner. You just start seeing more twist styles and more just natural afros, and just what can we do with this, what we can do with that. It was such an infatuation moment, a pivotal moment for our culture, that it pushed that narrative that I don't need this to be beautiful. I am beautiful regardless, if you don't like it or not. Because now we created a movement that we don't need you, if you're not a part of it, to support us. We can support our own. I think it was just a reflection of, I'm going to stand my ground, and I'm not going to have anybody else tell me no longer who I am. Because I am beautiful. I am that girl. And whether you like it or not, that's fine with me. It don't change me, no, ever mind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be at the seat of the table with my natural locks. I'm going to be at the seat of the table with my natural curls. I'm going to be at the seat of the table with whatever I'm gotten, whether it's, the cornrows or whatever, because that does not dictate who I am as far as what I can do, what I'm capable of doing. I'm still going to be beautiful, naturally. And this is who I am. God made me this way. Why take that away and let someone who's not me tell me I'm not good enough? I am good enough. So it's kind of like, to step in that limelight, you really had to step in it wholeheartedly. You couldn't do it halfway.
Once again, this is Black Culture in America, through the lens of the culture, Hair Edition. And we will be taking a short commercial break.
I've been told it's too big.
I've been asked, is it real?
I've been told there is too much.
I've been told it blocks people's view.
Black women are 83% more likely to report being judged more harshly on their looks than other women at work.
Black women have also reported they are 1.5 times more likely to be sent home from work simply because of their hair.
And when we refuse to comply to white standards of beauty, we can be fired. Thanks to the Crown Act, it is now illegal in 7 states for workplaces or schools to discriminate against someone for the way they wear their hair.
Meaning the law would allow us to wear our hair in any way we so choose without consequence.
You have the power to make that happen. Go to thecrownact.com and sign the petition to demand that our legislators protect our rights. We can make our schools and workplaces safer and equal for all.
Welcome back to Black Culture in America, through the lens of the culture, Hair Edition. And here we have Christian Wallace, Director of Academic Advising and Retention at Rust College, and we are discussing what it means to wear her hair in the workforce.
My generation was taught to hide and be safe, right? So not too many loud colors. You can't do that. You won't be accepted. You won't even get an opportunity to even interview to get that door open. You had to hide who you really are, and if the creativity in you, it had to be hidden. It had to be silenced. So we had to learn how to look to the point where we can also blend in. But there comes a time, like I said, when the movement happened, you don't want to blend in, because I'm not like you. I was never like you, and I'm going to show you who I am as a person. So did I ever experience, as far as judgment, racism based off my hair? I would say not directly, but there was definitely passive microaggression, you know what I'm saying? Like when it came to, oh, they're asking these certain questions, like, oh, what is this? You know, it sounds good. It sounds like they're really intriguing, but in the end of it, you know, when you get those certain looks and you kind of really dissect what they were really, you know, saying, it wasn't because they was really interested. It's because it was entertaining. And now I feel like I'm part of a circus show. And it's hurtful for you to even look at me for your own entertainment and not actually know, like, this is who I am. But who I am shouldn't dictate the work that I put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do great work, and you need me. I'm an asset. But you can't take my work and put it for somebody else because that person looks better to your eyes. That's to you.
Even in the male's perspective of what it was growing up and what it looked like seeing older black men, what it meant to be acknowledged by your hair and accepting it. Join with me is Devonzier Davis, former Mr. Freshman and now current sophomore class president at Rust College, to talk about his experience.
Well, growing up as a young black boy on the west side of Chicago, you didn't really see a lot of boys embracing their natural hair. You would usually see low cuts, fades, etc., as this at the time was deemed what was a more professional or acceptable look. You could tell, but you could tell that's how it's been for a long time, because even the adults I was surrounded with all had low cuts and fades, and they would tell most boys at a young age that they felt like they shouldn't have a lot of hair, and that they would take them to the barbershop every chance they get to get it cut low. And even me personally, since I was very young and I didn't know how to take care of my hair, and nobody in my house wanted to take care of my hair, my dad would always say, "Come on, we're going to the barbershop," and he would get a low cut. I had no choice, no opinion on how I wanted my hair to be. So as I grew older, I never had that time to grow and fall in love with my hair. So as I got older, I didn't know how to take care of it. I didn't know what was acceptable, wasn't acceptable, what would get me in a more professional setting. So I kind of just grew up, keep getting it cut, until eventually, I did start to love my hair. It was soft, it was curly. Everybody kept telling me I had a nice grade of hair, and those constant compliments really made me appreciate my hair. It really made me just want to explore different styles. So I started rocking the afro, I started rocking the 2-strand twist, I started rocking the braids. And now I love my hair.
In living in our black, although we face criticism, fetishism, and ostracism, we are the culture for our culture, and it's a beautiful thing to be observed. When I interviewed Joy Janae, rising media influencer, she shared with me her experience being a black woman with black hair on social media. As I increase my following and do what I can to continue to become an influencer, I never forget where I came. I switch hairstyles frequently because even when I do wear weave, the styles are very unique and can be attributed to the black community. I do braids, my faux locks, the curly fro, the silk press, because I love my natural hair just as the weave. Anything that makes me feel beautiful and that I wear on top of this black scalp as a black woman is a part of my culture. And my brand consists of lifestyle. My lifestyle and what being a black woman moving into luxury looks like. Literally what it looks like on the top of my head to the sole of my feet, but heavy on the top of my head. And do I stay on trends? But one thing about it, if the black girls don't do it, is it really a trend? We have been the blueprint, always will be the blueprint. So beauty, hair standards have always been the topic of discussion, not only in our community, but outside of it as well. And the only thing I can say is that because they can't do it better or understand it, they'll never appreciate it. And quite frankly, it's not for you to accept or try.
to colonize. It is mine for me to have, not for you to borrow, not for you to buy, and most certainly not for you to sell.
Learned what it's been like for people to transition into wearing weave, wearing their natural hair, their hair in the workforce, as a man growing up, and as a rising media influencer. Black hair has traveled as much as black people, and it is forever changing within our culture. This has been Black Culture in America through the lens of the culture, Hair Edition. And tune in next time for the next edition, Music.